Oh yeah, I need a camera. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas, as I'm just struggling to get myself together here. How's everything out there for all of you? Welcome once again. It's Wednesday, and I can't think of a better way to spend it than right here with all of you guys. But that goes for every live stream, every day we do them. And special thanks to all of you who've been checking out the podcast as well. This isn't the podcast. This is the live streams. And these are two very different shows, but controls, buttons, switches, dials, lots of things to do. And I think I got everything doing today. Gotta tuck in my whites there. They're flaking out over my glasses, but yeah, we got a lot to get to tonight. Obviously, we're going to be getting to the news. Look at that fuzzy chin. But there's a soul patch, baby. Pixie. I colored it. I was like, oh, I want to color that tonight. It looks like a ghostly chin if I leave it this color. It doesn't look like hair at all. I might as well just shave it. And I thought about doing that, but I was like, I'll stick with it for now. But I thought about growing back the mustache too, but I'm like, I think I look a little younger. I kind of like that. so I'm sticking with this for now. I don't know. Just do different things. I'm kind of like not really that interested in my own appearance, but not like, I know I color my hair, just saying this is the color of my hair naturally. And, there's some of the dark hair still hanging out from underneath my hat because it's all kind of tucked in there, but that's where it's growing out. I'm not one of those people that color my hair like religiously, like, oh, I can't show any white. They'll know. I don't care. I dye my hair for me, not for fooling anyone else. And I don't mind if it gets white once in a while. I think it's probably healthier for the hair, honestly. I think if you keep pounding that color and chemicals into your head, it can be good all around. So I don't know. It's just me. It's just my own insecurity or I don't know. I see photos of myself when I have just white hair, and it's like, What the hell? It looked like, there was a cartoon that Sheldon used to love when he was little. It was called, what the hell was it called? It was, I don't know, the main character was called Danny Phantom, and he was this little kid that could, use his power and turn into a ghost boy. And when he was a ghost boy, he was all white. And I thought I looked like that, but in a bad way. So I was like, no, I'm gonna color this. So I started coloring it years and years and years and years and years ago. Because I've been turning white, I should say white, since I was 16. Started doing the salt and pepper thing on the sides and stuff. I was like, whoa. And by the time I was in my late 20s, it was pretty much all white. So I've been doing a lot of chemicals on my head for a long time. But good to see all of you anyway. Not that you cared to know about my fashion history, but you got it anyway, because that's the kind of guy I am. I bring you into all of my experiences, whether you want them or not. So I'm probably just an idiot with a microphone most of the time, as you probably know. But anyway, I got the Ghost Radar up. I didn't forget that tonight. And yeah, I started at 16. It's a kind of genetic thing. It's a family thing. White hair is beautiful. Wish mine would turn. Well, I don't think it's, I mean, put it this way. If I was ever going to go all white, I'd probably just grow my hair out, so that I could look like Lucius Malfoy or something. That guy looked good. I was like, yeah, that's the kind of way to wear white hair. But I don't know. My hair is too puffy and wild and crazy. So anyway, we're going to get to the news, as you know, leading off of every show that we do live here. And then we're going to get to an article from, I think it was Ranker or Listverse or one of them. I don't remember which now. And then obviously I got something from the what the hell do we call it? The newer segment. I forgot what Freaky Phenomena segment. I got something I want to show you, because I'm really excited about this. Actually, it was something that I stumbled onto. It's somebody's video, but we're going to watch that. I think it's just a couple minutes long, but I'm excited because it's like, yeah, I wasn't crazy. I thought there was something to that. And it has to do with the Mandela effect. What in the AARP is Brent going on about? You son of a bitch. I'm going to tell you something. I want you to know, since you brought that up, I got to shuffle through some papers here quick, because you brought it up. What in the AARP? I got mail from AARP. You think I'm joking, but I'm serious. I got a pile of mail here. There's that. No. Damn it, where'd it go? I don't remember where it went. I thought it was right here, but I guess not. But I have mail from AARP, so there. Take that. Take that. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's not here. It's not here. Thought it was right there, but it's not. But I do have mail from AARP because, it's just how I roll. B. Arthur is golden. Mr. Dave Scott, I want you to know tonight I tried to do the redirect. I was trying to set up the redirect, so after my show, any audience members that were there just wanted to linger would be automatically transferred over to your show. But I couldn't, I don't remember where that was. I know I saw it one time when I was digging through the settings. But I'm working on setting that up, brother, so that every time after my show, they're coming to you. And I know they'll be in good hands over there. So got that going for us. Good to see you. But, yeah, I get AARP mail, believe it or not. It's what happens when you get to this advanced age. But I'm making it look good, I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't really have anything else to warm up here with. Anything else to tell you? Just thank you all for being here. Oh, of course, man. Of course. I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you. But we're going to be getting to all of this. We're going to get to the Cryptid Corner. We're going to get to Freaky Phenomena. We're going to get to what the hell is that? And that'll probably be the whole show. So there's a lot going on, and we got a lot to do. So I guess we should start with some news. I got a hankering for the news. I hope you got a hankering to get informed, because that's the objective on every news festival here on the Paranormal Portal. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the news.
All the news you love, from the wild to the weird to the fascinating or interesting, with your host Brent Thomas.
You got it. So you're Harpo. It was Harpo, wasn't it? Harpo. No, he was a. What What the hell is it? The other brothers. He wasn't a stooge. Was it? Harpo wasn't a stooge. He was a, oh God, why can't I think of it? Groucho Marx. The Marx brothers. That's what it was. Harpo was a Marx brother, not a stooge. So there you go. We are at the news desk here on the Paranormal Portal, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to bring you the news articles for tonight, and we're going to be getting into that shortly. But remember, throughout the course of these shows, we utilize a lot of different sites, a lot of different websites, amazing articles on all of them, and I just want to support them as much as we can. Please go visit these sites. Please give them your love and your attention, and go search up more articles, because they're chock full of amazing content, and it's stuff you're into because you're here. So you must be into some of this weird stuff, right? So go check out all these sites. I will name every site that every article comes from. So pay attention, take notes, and go visit them. Give them your love, because your traffic equals revenue and keeps the lights on. So this is the Paranormal Portal News Desk, and this is where we go through our news of the night. Let me pull up the browser. And first off, I don't know if the world needed it, but you're going to get it anyway, because not that, just having robots with artificial intelligence run around isn't scary enough, but now some of them know Kung Fu. You heard that right. They know Kung Fu. Here we go. From unexplained-mysteries.com. Insane show sees robots perform complex Kung Fu routine in China. There you go. They should probably know Kung Fu too. We might as well make them absolute Terminators before we're done here. A remarkable stage performance has this week highlighted just how far robots have come over the last few years. It wasn't that long ago that a humanoid robot capable of standing up and walking around without clumsily falling over was something of an achievement. Now, in just a few short years, we've seen robots capable of climbing up stairs, undertaking household tasks, and even, as evidenced by this recent performance in China, performing martial arts. Because why not? They might as well become adept killing machines while we're at it. Featuring multiple robots developed by Unitree Robotics, the remarkable show saw human performers working together with the machines to create a breathtaking and unique spectacle. What was particularly impressive was how fluid the robots moved, mimicking their human counterparts more closely than we've ever seen up until now. Their capabilities are so sophisticated, in fact, that you'd be forgiven for thinking that the video was fake, but the performance was very much the real deal. The event itself, which took place in Beijing, showcased robots from 4 different companies. You can check out the full routine in the video below. And why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Of course we will. We're going to check out the Kung Fu robots now. Say hello to your mechanical overlords, everybody. Get to know them. Be nice. And try to make friends. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to need to kill the sound because I don't want to pay for this little festival of fun. But there you go. Look at those little bastards. They're like a bunch of Kung Fu gnomes coming in to, beat your ass. So that's not what I'd like to see. Look at that guy doing like Kung Fu flips and stuff. No. Yep. Throw the kids out. There it is. That was from The Sun YouTube. There you go. There it is. What do you guys think? Did the world need that? Yeah, they'll play football. Hell, if they can do Kung Fu, they can play football. They could play. I don't know how fast they are, if they're faster than humans in running yet, but they will be. Just again, wait 5 minutes and all of this will change. But that's Kung Fu robots. We got those now. Did anybody have that on your doomsday bingo? I didn't. But there we go. We got them now. What the hell? Who the hell is designing this stuff? Wow. It's like a buffet of bad ideas. I don't know. Because if the AI ever decides that we're a problem, welcome to the Matrix. We'll be plugged into towers and charging their batteries. Anyway, that was the first one. Little bit of a nightmare fuel, but you heard it here. Yeah, the Bionic Man is jealous now. Yeah, he only had like a bionic leg and arm and an eye. Doot, 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 doot. But these things are like all the whole deal. And no feelings. Like, you must die now. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Evil super geniuses, Barbara Moore says. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure that was intentional. Maybe not. Maybe they just learned it on their own. Maybe the Kung Fu robots just figured it out. Ooh, T-Bone Rock in the house. Gifting 5 memberships here on the portal. God bless you, sir. Who are the lucky recipients? Well, Gemini got one. Congratulations, Gemini. Annie Manul got one. Congratulations. Nedra Smith got one. Congratulations to you, Nedra. Jojo got one. And Lily Lewis got one. So congratulations. It was a girl fest here. I mean, no offense, but I mean, that's wonderful. All the ladies got a membership, T-Bone. Way to roll. All right. Very good. Thank you all. And you are now 30-day members of the channel. If you like it, you're welcome to continue. If you don't, thanks for giving it a shot. I appreciate you anyway. And you're golden right now. So, all right, let's get to the next article because I got more for you. As if Kung Fu robots wasn't enough. I don't know. I think everybody heard about this, but I'd be remiss if we didn't discuss it here on the show, right? And what am I speaking of? Well, apparently former president, Mr. Barack Obama himself, did an interview on some podcast and decided to just greenlight that there's aliens, just on a whim. Just like that was his impeccable timing and to bring up that there are aliens. Let's see what happens. If you haven't heard about that, you're going to hear about it now. It's not made up news. This is a real thing that just happened, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is from unexplained-mysteries.com. Aliens are real, but I haven't seen them, Obama says, and then backtracks. Maybe he got a little ahead of himself there. Let's see what it says. Former U.S. President Obama recently made a comment about aliens that whipped social media users into a frenzy. Speaking recently on a podcast with host Brian Tyler Cohen, they don't even name the podcast. They just named the host. Poor guy didn't even get any traction out of that. Obama turned heads when, in response to a quick-fire question round, he said aliens are real, but I haven't seen them. They're not being kept at Area 51, he added. There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy and they hid it from the President of the United States. Well, probably. You guys rock out in and out in either 4 to 8 years. They're not going to dump all the state secrets on you. It wasn't long before social media was alight with speculation over his comments, especially his reference to aliens being real. Could this be the smoking gun everyone has been waiting for? His remarks attracted so much attention, in fact, that Obama was later forced to clarify what he meant. I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify. Oh, here it goes. Time to try to fill in the trench he just dug. Statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good that there's life out there. Your screen is not frozen. I'm just staring in disbelief. That's his rationale for saying there is aliens. All right, but the distances between solar systems are so great that the chances we've been visited by aliens is low, and I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us, really. In other words, when he said that aliens are real, his comments had reflected his own personal view that there is alien life somewhere out in space. I don't probably think so. I mean, is it possible? Yeah, but why would you put it that way? Yeah, aliens are real. I don't think Barack Obama was probably a real huge alien fanatic at any point. But not that he said that there's alien life somewhere out in space, but not that he knew about aliens visiting the Earth. Not everyone is convinced by his comments, however, with some arguing that his original answer had let slip more than he intended, thus forcing him to dial back on what he meant. Given the secret files he would have had access to as president, we may never know for sure whether Obama really does know anything about extraterrestrial visitors or not. So there you go. Obama decided to greenlight that there's aliens, but he never saw them. But why would you say that if you're just talking about, well, the possibilities are there's alien life? He could have said, well, I believe that they're out there, but that's not what he said. So anyway, and it's not like this is a guy who's not used to being questioned. I mean, these politicians are really good at verbal tap dancing and handling pressure questions. I'm sure he wasn't taken out of his element by some podcaster that nobody names the podcast. They just name the podcaster. It's funny that nobody gives that podcast its moment in the sun. That's kind of a crap deal, but he did get Obama, so that can't be an easy hook. Either way, I don't know. Must be a pretty decent podcast. I don't know the name of it, but that's the story. Now you know. What do you think? You think Barack Obama made a bit of a misstep there, or do you think he was just being cheeky? You have to let me know in the comments. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's more of a slip than a quantifiable answer, because he believes in the vastness of space there's aliens. It sounded like a definitive statement to me, but there you have it. All right, let's go to the next one, because there is always more. We're going to do one more tonight. I don't know. This one sounds like a whole lot of sadness packed into one article, but we'll see, because I don't know to what degree this scientist tested it on himself, but it doesn't sound like it went well. From unexplained-mysteries.com, Science and Technology Files, ill-fated scientist tested Havana Syndrome energy weapon on himself. Now, to bring you up to speed, Havana Syndrome was a situation at the embassy in Cuba, where American diplomats and staff were feeling like they were having horrible splitting headaches, bleeding noses, feeling nauseous and gross, and they would like move to a different room and feel fine and be like, oh, I'm fine. Then go back into that room wherever they were again and feel instantly horrible. And so a theory was developed that they were being targeted by some directed energy weapon that was causing them to have these sensations. And so that was the scuttlebutt, was they were being targeted. Now, that's how it got named Havana Syndrome, is that it kept happening. And that was the theory. So apparently this scientist made one of them that could do that and tested it on himself. Let's see what it says. A Norwegian researcher had set out to prove that directed energy weapons could not have caused the condition. Back in early January, we reported that the Pentagon had allegedly obtained an example of the type of device responsible for Havana Syndrome, the name given to a mystery condition caused by a spate of suspected attacks, which began in Havana, Cuba back in 2016. Victims of the phenomena typically report symptoms such as fatigue, headache, and nausea, as well as debilitating long-term health issues that have proven difficult to treat. The device obtained by the Pentagon, described as being around the size of a backpack, was purchased back in 2024 by the Department of Homeland Security's Investigations Division. Tests spanning more than a year have since revealed that it is capable of inducing the same symptoms reported by sufferers of Havana Syndrome. Well, this week, the Washington Post reported on a further twist in the story involving a scientist in Norway who had gone above and beyond to prove that directed energy weapons could not be responsible for the phenomena. To accomplish this, he built his own electromagnetic pulse-emitting device using classified information and made the rather questionable decision to test it on himself. What in the hell? Are you a scientist or a masochist? According to reports, he ended up with neurological symptoms consistent with Havana Syndrome. And while this doesn't prove that the phenomena is definitely linked to an attack by a foreign power, it certainly adds further evidence to support such a conclusion. Question is, if somebody is targeting officials with such a weapon, who is doing it and why? Yeah, that's the big question. There you go. Havana Syndrome. Scientist makes one. Tests it on himself thinking this can't happen. And it happened. I don't know what happened to the guy. I don't know. It's made it sound like it didn't go well for him in a lot of ways, but it was very, very ambiguous when it came time to explain how badly that went for him. But there you go. That's the news as we know it there. But there is more. There's one more. Is there one more? I think that's it, isn't it? No. Did I do 3 stories? I don't feel like I did 3 stories. Did I do 3 or 2? I don't even remember. They used it in Venezuela. Yeah, it sounds like they did. That's a good point, Wes. When the troops moved in, the soldiers that were guarding the Venezuela compound, there were hundreds of them, and apparently they were crippled, vomiting, just headaches, couldn't move. And then the troops came in and just, it was like target practice. The American troops, these defending troops were folded over by something. They said it just hit. It was like a sound weapon or something that just crippled them. So it does sound like something like that was used. You're right. There we go. All right. Well, was that the third one or not? I don't even know. I can't remember what I read. I got to look at the splash screen here. We did the robots. Then we did Havana syndrome. Yeah. And then Barack Obama. Okay. Yeah. So we did 3. That was right. Okay. I got it sorted. That's it for the news tonight, because I got to save news articles for the next 2 nights, as it were. Let's get to the rest of the show, folks. But this has been a presentation of the Paranormal Portal News.
When breaking news happens, Paranormal Portal is there.
It's not looking so good out here, Brent.
Award-winning and most trusted news.
Brent, the thief broke into the donut shop in the middle of the night. Be on the lookout. The man is in his late 60s, heavy set, and wearing some kind of hat.
First, live, local.
Is this a paranormal show? Why am I doing the weather?
This is Paranormal Portal News.
That still cracks me up. That still quacks me up, ladies and gentlemen. That was courtesy of Mr. Wes Germer himself. That was a lovely presentation. And, Tony Merkel looks like he needs to hit a treadmill. I'm just saying. And that was not me, that picture. That was not me. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Clearly, I don't have those kind of whiskers. It was somebody else. All right. What are we going to do now? Let me see. Here we go. This one, I think, is one we're doing. Yep. This is an article from Listverse. That's the one. Wasn't this one, was it? Not this one yet. It's a different one. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of, maybe before I do that. No, we'll do it after. We're going to be doing 3 segments kind of in a row. Again, we're going to do this article, and then we're going to do the freaky phenomena, and it's just one thing I want to show you. But it does seem to reinforce that those of us with Mandela memories aren't just nuts. That maybe there's some merit to it. Now, I can't speak to the authenticity of the video, but it's the way I remember it. Exactly. So we'll see what you guys think. I'm kind of curious if you remember it that way too. So it might be a voting situation as well, much like what the hell is that? But we'll get to that after this article, because right now we're getting into the article, and the article is from listverse.com. This is written by Gene Davis, Jene Davis, and it's from October 13th, 2022. And this one's right up our alley here, folks. This is 10 nightmarish UFO and alien encounters with unusual endings. Well, there you go. It's the way we like it. Not happy endings. Unusual endings. So you ever heard the term happy ending? You know what I'm talking about. It's not those. Not those. All right, let's get to this. Again, Gene Davis. This is fact-checked by Darcy Heikkinen, and it's from listverse.com. There you go, listverse.com. And let's go to the number 10. And there's videos here. So after I'm done reading these 10, I will post a link, and you guys can feel free to check out these video clips that are included with all of these. And you can check them out yourself. I don't want to showcase all of these videos because it would make this article last a lot longer than it needs to, but they're kind of fun to look through because they are relevant to what the little article clip says. All right, this one is Sharon Gilbert, an author, reporter, and co-host on Skywatch TV, geopolitics enthusiast and Christian podcaster, Gilbert takes on many roles daily on the Jim Baker Show. Jim Baker. Oh my God. This is an older show. She discussed her alien encounter, which makes Sharon's story interesting, is that it is the opposite of the typical alien encounter. Most alien encounters start with witnessing the spacecraft before seeing the aliens. However, there were no indications or warnings for Sharon. Her encounter began as a frightening confrontation. Oh. While lying in bed, an alien visited her in the form of her husband. Was the alien's name Zeus? Zeus was kind of creepy like that, too. He'd appear as all kinds of things and then get busy. I'll just leave it there. Her husband was lying in bed and something disguised as him lifted out of his body. Oh, that's a little extra creepy. She insisted the creature wanted to get busy with her. Of course they do. It's the old, no, I'm your husband. Yeah, of course you are. The communication between the two was internal. Before she pulled the mask off, she told the creature, Jesus is real. She revealed that it looked like a gargoyle with reptilian features. However, Gilbert never revealed how the creature left the room. If it wasn't worth mentioning, it probably wasn't an issue. A lot of responses to her encounter were negative once it circulated on the internet, but Sharon was unbothered by what people thought. Sure. I mean, I don't know. Is that something you'd make up? Maybe. But could it be possible? Maybe. Hell, I don't know. Let's go to number 9, Bettina Rodriguez Aguilera. Aguilera? Yeah, I guess so. An educator, entrepreneur, and South Florida community activist, Bettina Rodriguez, she gets 3 names. This woman is so important. She gets 3 names. Bettina Aguilera is always connected with a diverse group of people. She even ran for the Republican primary election to represent Florida's 27th congressional district. With so much support from the people, some question if the interview she gave in 2009 about an alien encounter risked her election. Yeah, it was kind of early to come out with that kind of stuff without it sabotaging any professional dreams. Regardless, Rodriguez Aguilera never regretted or changed what occurred during her encounter. Rodriguez, she claimed that at 7 years old, she was taken aboard a round spaceship. She recalled interacting with tall blonde aliens, sounds like the Nordics, 2 women and a man. She never mentioned any aggression from the aliens or being experimented on, and instead, the aliens provided her with information. She mentioned that they explained to her that the center of energy is in Africa, and God is a universal energy, not a person. Well, I believe that second part. I don't think you can probably define God as a person, but yeah, I don't know about the center of energy being in Africa or not. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go to the next one. Alex Dietrich is the next one, Navy pilot. Let's see what this says. I hope I'm not the UFO Tic Tac person for the rest of my life. This is not what I envisioned for myself. Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich was quoted saying after talking about her UFO encounter on 60 Minutes. Okay, so this is her. All right. I didn't know if this was in the... Oh, okay. Got it. I know what I'm looking at now. Dietrich observed a UFO hovering over the ocean while training with colleagues. The UFO moved at speeds beyond anything she had seen before. She never claimed to see an alien or give any indication of what she thought it was. Just simply an unidentified tic-tac-shaped object. Nothing less, nothing more. Dietrich never mentioned having an interest in UFOs and didn't entertain the idea or thought of it being more than what she saw. For the disbelievers, after hearing about a retired pilot's UFO encounter, do you believe it even more? And here's the thing, anybody's qualified to say, look, it's a UFO, but I really do enjoy the claims that come from pilots, especially military pilots, because these are people that it's life or death that they identify what's in the air around them. And so they're extraordinarily good at making those snap decisions and snap identifications, because it's life or death. They have to get it right. And so when someone with that level of training comes forward and says, well, I saw a UFO, I don't know what to make of this. This is not something I've ever seen before. It moved in ways that aren't possible. And that, to me, carries more water. But that doesn't mean that other reports don't as well. But a trained observer is a real strong in the form of witness. So there we go. Yeah, that's hers. And there's a video for that one as well. All right, Angelia Schultz, a.k.a. Anya a.k.a. Angelia Schultz. Press conference. Okay, let's see what this says. I don't know. Angelia Schultz, who now goes by the name of Anjali. Okay, which is important. Ran as a Democrat candidate for South Dakota Senate and Secretary of the State in 2014. Years later, she mentioned that she was a retired defense intelligence official. On August 17th, 2021, Angelia talked about her alien encounter at a press conference in front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. She mentioned meeting a couple at the Southern California coffee shop who eventually showed her the location of an alien base. She didn't reveal exactly where in the Mojave Desert she went in January 2010, but she said that the man she met had excavated a tunnel on the side of the mountain, and she said a bright light guided them to the secret alien base. She remembered seeing aliens with lavender skin and one that looked like a praying mantis. Run! I'm just kidding. The conversations with the aliens were through telepathy. During her press conference, she stated that she planned to go back with other individuals. As of today, there's still no confirmation if she went back to the base. Well, it doesn't sound like she got any of the offices she was looking for, so maybe she's got a lot of time. She could maybe work that out. Let's go to Dale Snipes. This looks like it's an excerpt from the Travel Channel. Witness describes terrifying encounter with star people. All right. Dale Snipes, the author of 78 Years of UFOs, has experienced alien encounters since she was a child. The most terrifying encounter was at 3 a.m. when an alien tried to take her against her will. On the show, UFO Witness, she told investigators that she woke up to a strange sound coming from the kitchen. So soon after, an alien appeared in her room and communicated with her telepathically. Of course they would. That's how they do it, I think. She mentioned that an alien believed to be a star person wanted to show her something and asked if she would come with it. It wasn't clear what the alien's intentions were. During the encounter, she recalled trying to wake up her husband many times. She said that even when she dug her nails into his arm, he still didn't respond. Eventually, the aliens did leave, or the alien. The next morning, her husband showed his arm covered with bloody gashes. Yeah. Explain that one, Shell. See you in court. Hey, Werewolf, good to see you. Good to see you. What was this one? Shell Marie is next. Full of emotions and terror. This one did have a clip, but it's since gone. So, full of emotions and terror, UFO encounter at Alaska Pacific University left Shell Marie with 30 years of traumatic memory loss. On the Aliens in Alaska show, that's a show, Shell allowed cameras inside her hypnotherapy session. And during the session, Shell starts by saying she went outside to smoke a cigarette. And she remembers randomly looking up at the sky and noticing a large black object covered with lights and an unfamiliar language written on the craft. And she mentioned she would have never known it was above her if she hadn't looked up. I don't know where it goes from there, but that's enough creepy, I guess. Or maybe cool. I don't know. How do you guys feel? If you saw just a craft outside, would that be a good thing for you? Or would it be like, oh, damn, this is not good? For me, I was very nervous when I realized what I was looking at and that I couldn't see it with my own eyes. I got really nervous because it was like, they can cloak. It's here. It's probably looking at me. I don't like this anymore. And I went inside, and that was the end of my experience, thank God. But you never know. The refreshing snap of a bottle of water. All right, Geraldine Orozco. I know this name. This is one from Well, hell, I could just read it, but she was up in the high rise, I think. Sorry for the throat gurgle. That was a little rude. One too many times Geraldine Orozco would become pregnant and then have miscarriage weeks later. Each time there was never a fetus found. The cause remained a mystery even when seeking medical advice. That was until she was taken into an alien spacecraft in October of 2013. She recalled her body feeling paralyzed and that she was surrounded by tall gray beings in the craft. She mentioned seeing her children, and she remembers noticing that they were part human mutated with alien DNA. Well, ever since the incident, she started a support group for other women who experienced having their babies stolen from the womb for experiments. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want your kids being lab rats, but that's weird. What a tragic thing that would be if that's definitely real. I mean, I believe it could be, but you know what I mean. All right, this one is Jerry Julian. Most things are kept quiet at Jicarilla Apache Reservation, New Mexico. That was until Geraldine Julian talked about her encounter on UFO Witness. Rather than referring to them as extraterrestrials or aliens, Jerry referred to them as disturbed people. Oh. The first encounter she remembered was when she was sitting outside and saw a craft fly from behind a mountain. And she said the craft descended from the sky to approach where she was sitting. Later that night, two small people tried to force her out of bed. She recalled she couldn't scream or do anything, and eventually the disturbed people left her alone. Oh, how terrifying. Jeez. There you go. You don't like that one. All right, number 2 is Jane Nelms, East Texas woman, alien encounter. Jane Nelms is no stranger to having alien encounters. She told her encounters to KLTV 7 News. In 1973, she mentioned being abducted by 5 aliens. And in the 1980s, she mentioned one day being pregnant, and after a horrible night, she woke up no longer pregnant. Years later, she and a UFO group gathered in Winsboro, Texas. She remembered seeing a bright white light glaring through every window in the home, and she also heard that there was a gray alien outside. By the time she went outside to investigate further, she had heard branches snapping and noise coming from the ship ascending into the air. So, kind of a weird one, I guess. Lily Nova is number 1. Let's see what her deal is. She's holding up 3, so there must be 3 of something here. Are they already contacting you? Maybe. Maybe they're living in your head rent-free right now. Maybe you heard of her, maybe you haven't. Unlike most, Lily Nova's alien encounters didn't start as a child. Her encounters didn't even start with her search for aliens. The COVID-19 pandemic in Missouri shifted her interest into astrophotography, which led to alien encounters, rather. Her first alien encounter started in November of 2020. She mentioned seeing a couple of craft flying over the neighborhood. The more time she spent outside, the more frequent the encounters became. She started seeing different aliens. The one she remembered seeing the most had a blue complexion. She saw some with glowing skin and blonde hair. Rather than having physical encounters, the aliens sent many images of themselves through telepathy. Those are really, really hard to quantify because our brains are incredibly capable of creating a lot of BS in a hurry. I mean, not that I really believe that like dreams are profound and important, but I do also think dreams are nonsense. You know, some dreams are nonsense. Some are the really important ones that you want to pay attention to because maybe they're trying to teach you something or show you something that you need to heal or grow or whatever. But others, maybe most of them are just garbage. You know, it's just weird stuff. I told this story many times before, but as a little kid, I had a fever one time, and I dreamt in my fever sleep that Dracula and Frankenstein were in my kitchen making toast, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified, but they really weren't. Okay, that was my bottle. I was like, what's that noise? God, I'm parched tonight again. Oof. There we go. I did it dirty. There we go. I do believe dreams have meanings. Yeah, most of them. No, I don't know about most of them. I think there's a cross section of dreams that are profound and meant to show us and teach us something. And then there's most of them are just junk, I think. Or there's some other example of our existence that we don't understand. And so they translate to our minds as junk just because we can't translate the experiences of maybe a multiversal version of ourselves in another type of reality that doesn't behave the same. Who knows? But this has been the article. I hope you guys enjoyed it. These encounters are pretty interesting. I don't know what the videos would be like, but I'm going to put the link to the articles in the chats, and you can check out the videos when you have time, which hopefully isn't now because, you're here for the show, I hope. And I hope you remain. I hope you remain here for the show. But there we go. Edgar Cayce is more of an anomaly. And, I'm not saying everything Edgar Cayce dreamt was as profound as some people think, but I think he had quite an impressive track record. But nobody's 100%. Nobody. That's just not how we work in the human plane of things. So there it is. There's the article. Hope you guys check it out. Hope you go visit those links, the video links in each of these stories, because I'm sure there's a lot more information than these little paragraphs give. But hopefully it's good information and it's worth your time. So, all right, we're gonna get to the next part. And this is a part I haven't done a lot of yet, even though it's the newest segment of our shows, but let's do it now. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the freaky phenomena. Boom. That's a big, deep drop. Boom. Did it just rumble? Did it just rumble in your ears? It did for me. Let's see. I got to pull it up here. Here it is. Here's the article. Or it's actually a video clip from YouTube. It has to do with the Mandela effect. Specifically, it has to do with the fruit of the loom Mandela effect. Now, if you're not familiar with the fruit of the loom Mandela effect, in a nutshell, many of us, myself included, recall the fruit of the loom logo looking like a cornucopia, like at Thanksgiving time, spilling out fruit. And then something changed, as does always with the Mandela effects. Something changed, and there's entire segments of the population that are like, there was never a cornucopia. Well, I remember seeing the little tag on my little tidy whities when I was growing up, and it had the cornucopia on it. It had the fruit spilling out. And I was like, I know I'm not misremembering that. I remember seeing it so many times. So that was my take on it. That's a lot of other people's take on it. But we're going to watch this video. This is coming from Just the Nobodies. It looks like a podcast show. And I love this segment. I think it's amazing. So check out Just the Nobodies and follow them. I don't know how much other information they have. I've not checked out the show. This is the first clip I've seen of their show, but I'm all in. I think they're doing a great job if this is the kind of stuff they're covering. And maybe it's not all what they're covering, but at least some of it is. So let's check out this one, Just the Nobodies, covering the fruit of the loom Mandela effect. And this might give you a little hope for those of you that do remember things differently than what they are now. Just saying. I don't pretend to understand what the Mandela effect is, but it does seem like a concerted effort to change parts of history, either intentionally or just by virtue of us jumping through the multiverse. I don't know what it is, but here we go. Let's check it out. The Mandela effect of the fruit of the loom. Here we go. All right, this is their channel. I'm going to just let it play. I might interrupt it a little bit here and there because I do think it takes a little bit to get through, and there's some things to discuss, but here we go.
So did you see the lady that actually proved the Mandela effect is a government experiment? So she was...
I don't know if she proved that it was a government experiment, but she proved that some of us remembering the Fruit of the Loom label might have actual merit.
able to prove this.
Yeah, so one of the most popular Mandela effects is the Fruit of the Loom Mandela effect, where everybody remembers.
That's what I remember. This right here. I remember that cornucopia spilling out grapes, the apple and the other grape. That's what I remember.
There being a cornucopia on the logo of Fruit of the Loom clothing.
Yep.
But apparently there's not. And this lady was
There's not.
super convinced that there used to be a cornucopia on the logo.
Yes,
but Fruit of the
there
Loom
did.
came out and said that they've never had a cornucopia, basically just calling this lady crazy. And Fruit of the Loom even has a post of all the past logos they had all the way back to like 1893. And basically they're trying to prove that they've never had a cornucopia on their logo. But then
That's the kind of stuff that just makes your head hurt. It's like, but I remember it. I remember it different. We can't, and there's whole cross sections of the population that remember the cornucopia. And if you want to say memory glitch, okay, for a person, that makes sense. For entire cross sections of our population, I don't buy that we all have that same memory glitch. That doesn't make sense to me. Let's continue.
and someone came out and they actually have photo proof of this,
Boom.
that they found a piece of clothing in their closet with
Boom! Look at that. Freaking cornucopia.
the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. And then after this, people did more digging and they actually found newspaper articles talking about Fruit of the Loom and how there's a cornucopia around it.
Wait, so this is like the first Mandela effect to really be confirmed?
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is, the cornucopia.
and they literally found government documents of the Fruit of the Loom company mentioning a cornucopia, showing that the cornucopia has been a part of. So did you see the lady?
There it is. I'm going to put a link to this in the chat so you can watch it for yourself again. But look, I mean, is this evidence that, yeah, there is even still surviving examples from maybe the other multiverse segment we were in that made it over with us or not? I don't know. What do you guys think? How many of you, let me just see by a show of ones in the chat, how many of you remember the cornucopia? And if you don't, give me a 0. Time to vote. Do you remember the cornucopia? Yes, give me a 1. If you don't remember it that way, give me a 0. I want to see in the chat what you guys have to say. Oh yeah, several of you, yeah. Werewolf does, Pixie does, Karen Alberding does, Quack does, Yeshua, yeah. Vincent Sanchez does, Rachel gets it right, yep. RJ, yep. Vampire Man does too, yep. Let's see, Wizard Moon, all in. Owl remembers it that way, the unknown. I mean, it's nobody's saying 0. 1 times infinity from T-Bone. Hoggle's all in with this one. Barbara and Carjuice over on Rumble definitely remember it that way too. Is there anybody not remember the cornucopia? I'm just curious. Is any of you 0? That's fine if you are. It's not a wrong answer. It just might speak to the fact that if we are for some reason being bumped around to different versions of reality, and maybe these are the breadcrumbs of that, maybe we don't all come from that same version. And those of us that remember the cornucopia come from a similar version of whatever reality we're in now. I don't know. That's just one of my pet theories. And I'm not alone in that. So Justin Goodor said 1. I said it earlier. Okay, very good. Thank you. I didn't see that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's crazy. It's really crazy. But, you know, and I've seen examples of people finding the Berenstein Bears rather than the Berenstain Bears. So I've seen that as well. Like one was an old VHS tape that somebody dug up out of their closet, had Berenstein Bears label on it. Now, I don't know. This is what I remember, though. I remember it clearly. I literally remember it clearly, and it's one of those things that just, it hurts your head. Like, why is this different? Why is this different? And I don't know. I could do one more. I posted one on Facebook. Let me see about this a sec. See if I can find it. Let's see, not that one. Here, let's do this. I want to see if it'll, yeah, I know it'll come up. It's from my Facebook where I posted it, but this is one that really bothered me too. And it's one that really, really bothers me.
Only having metal.
Whoops.
Now here's where things get weird, man.
Okay, let me reset that. I'm going to close that one. That's the first Fruit of the Loom I've ever seen that was eventually proven that there are surviving examples, including articles and government statements from the company that state, look, there was a cornucopia, at least on some of your filings. So that's pretty cool. Let me make this size a little smaller. This one is from the movie Moonraker, and it has to do with Jaws. Jaws to me was a terrifying villain when I was a kid. I went and saw this in the movie theater, and there's the heartwarming ending segment. I think it was at the end or towards the end of the show, where Jaws meets this girl, and she looks like a little Swiss Miss kind of girl. I mean, but she's not girl like girl. She's a woman, but she goes right up to Jaws, and he's sitting there, and he's this menacing presence. I'm like, why isn't she afraid of him? And I was watching the movie, and she kept coming closer, and she's smiling. And then he looks at her like, grr, and she smiles. And when she smiles, she has braces. I was like, oh, that's why she's not, because she sees metal in his mouth too. That's the common bond. And so that's why for her, it wasn't frightening. It was like, she's got braces. He's got metal teeth. What the hell? It can work. And I thought that was so endearing and kind of fun and playful. And it was a neat moment in the movie. And then the Mandela effect happens. Here it is from Slapped Ham, Callan from Slapped Ham, as we're going through this segment of strangeness. This is from Slapped Ham. It's another Mandela effect. Here you go.
Now here's where things get weird. Many people, myself included, remember Dolly having metal braces on her teeth. It's a small detail, but an important one. When Jaws first meets Dolly, she smiles up at him, he smiles back, and for a split second we see this adorable moment of connection, both of them revealing metal mouths. That's the supposed joke of the scene. But in every version of the movie available today, from VHS to Blu-ray, Dolly has no braces at all. Nothing. Her teeth are perfectly normal.
I'm telling you, that wrecks it. That wrecks that whole scene for me. It really does. But anyway, we'll continue here. Come on, quit playing the music.
So what happened? Was it just bad memory, or did something actually change? Those who swear the braces were real argue that the scene doesn't even make sense without them. Now here's where things get weird. Many people, myself included.
That's my situation too. Who remembers the braces? Give me a 1. If you don't remember the braces, give me a 0. I want to see the cross section on this one. What are you guys saying? Give me a vote. I remember her with braces. Unknown remembers braces. Joanne remembers braces. Eric remembers braces. Yeshua, braces. Yep, that's me too. I don't get it. I don't get what's happening here. Where the hell's my mouse? There it is. Vampire Man remembers braces. Spiraling remembers braces. Rachel remembers it. T-Bone remembers it. Barbara Moore remembers it. Justin Goodearth doesn't remember it. What else we got? T-Bone Grandizer. I think you interviewed him, but I know Spaced Out Radio used to interview Brent Stavely. He's really good at the Mandela effect. Cool, yeah. Maddie Rell says, yeah, he remembers it. I've never seen it, says Hoggle. Yeah, it's a dated movie. I mean, it's from the early 80s, so I think whenever it's from, but it's, when I was younger. So, yeah, I mean, anybody not remember the braces? I'm just curious. Vincent doesn't. Okay. I know Justin doesn't remember. Yeah, no worries. Carjuice says never seen it. Okay. I was a bit shocked, and that's why I remember. Exactly, me too. It's why that scene stuck out to me, because it was like, oh, finally, Jaws can have somebody that likes him for him. He's got a good personality. He just bites cables and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, just another Mandela moment, but creepy. It's different now, folks. Welcome to our ever-changing weird world. I don't know what to make with it. I don't know what to make of all this stuff. But it's very strange. Brent, to be honest, that clip you're showing sure looks remastered. Well, it is. It is. And they did add the braces onto it to show what we remember, because that's the way I remember it. When she had braces, that's what I remember right there. Boom. But it's not the way it is now. And the scene doesn't, like it said, it doesn't make sense anymore. It's like, well, just because they smiled at each other, oh, I guess they're friends. That doesn't make sense. But I don't know. Anyway, there it is. It's kind of like the Frankenstein moment, you know, before he chucks that girl into the pond. Like the flowers that were pretty, he chucks the girl in the pond because she was pretty. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Anyway, that's the latest craziness that's out there. I don't know. The Mandela effect is really something profound. It's the breadcrumbs. What does it mean? I don't know. But it drives me nuts because there's a lot of them that I remember very differently. And it shocks me that it's so different now. It makes me really think that we are like hopscotching through a multiverse. Not sure what makes us hopscotch through it to different realities, but I think there's something to that. I really do. I think we haven't even begun to understand what's going on around us. But that's why there's a paranormal portal, because this kind of shit is paranormal. Sorry for the French, but I do try to be worldly. There it is. I don't know. I don't know what you guys make of it. I don't know what to make of it, but there it is. Wizard, what did you say? Wizard said something that who that T-Bone liked. What was it? Yeah, it doesn't even make sense without her having braces. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the magic of that moment. It's like, oh, that was their commonality. That's how she could look at him and not be afraid. It's like, oh, hey, look, I got braces too. And it was a sweet, cute moment, you know. But they wrecked it. Yeah, I think so too, Andromeda. I think so too. Was that Max, that little prodigy, teenage prodigy boy? He was saying that maybe CERN changed the atomic weight of one electron, and that instantaneously blasted us into a different version of reality. So, I don't know. I don't remember the Sinbad movie. I don't remember that one, Grandizer. I think I remember hearing about it, but it wasn't a movie that I saw. So I can't really draw from that. I lived in a small town. We didn't get all the movies. We just got the big blockbusters. So, because we only had literally 2 theaters with 2 screens. And we would, you know, we'd get the bigger movies and not the more punchy movies all the time. So there's a lot of movies that I never had a chance to see. And that would have been one of them that came out when I was young. All right. Well, that was that segment of Freaky Phenomena. There you go. I hope you liked it. Hope you had fun with that. What else was I going to do? I guess we're not doing anything else. But I got to get to this because I got a ton of these lined up. I've been collecting these for days and days and days. And I guess I've trained my algorithm now that every time I look at reels or shorts on YouTube, I'm getting a ton of these videos. So if you've recommended one and I haven't grabbed it, it's because I have a ton of them to get through first, because suddenly my feed is sending them to me like crazy. So, but we're going to go into this now. This is the segment that we also need your vote as we participate in it. Hi, Maggie. Good to see you. Thank you. It's very good to see you. I missed you. Welcome back, Freaky Phenomena. Yeah, it is, Grandizer. It's a new segment where we discuss things like time slips, Mandela effect, other strangeness. I haven't done a lot with that segment yet, but it's definitely on the roster of possibility. Jason and the Argonauts was a great movie. I think there's a new version of that coming out. Joanne, I love that movie too. Sinbad, I love that movie back in the day. Sinbad and the whatever, the stop motion evil characters that they had to battle. I love
Tramp.
Tramp? Who's the tramp? Who's the tramp? It says tramp. I'm not a tramp. I don't try to be. I'm only been a tramp, but I'll go back. Sinbad is Sinbad. What is it? Sinbad in the Seven Seas or something like that was the movie I'm thinking of that I did see. That wasn't the one where the comedian played a genie. I know the one you're talking about, Grandizer. Yeah. So anyway, let's get to the next segment, which is very much like the one we just watched. It's one that I like to call.
What the hell is that?
There it is. What the hell is that? That's kind of like why Freaky Phenomena goes really well next to what the hell is that? Because there's a lot of things to discuss. So we're going to get to this now. I've got a ton of them pulled up for us to discuss and explore. So let me pull up the browser window with them in there. There we go. I think we might have shown this one before on the show, but it's a really good one. I think this might be a fantastic capture of a little girl arguing with something we can't see. So is there a ghostly presence trying to take something from this little child? I think it's possible. Watch the little girl's body. Watch how she reacts to what's going on. She's having a discussion with somebody that we can't see. Again, this is another one of those indoor security cameras. And again, don't get lost on the fact that why would you have a camera indoors? Because it's kind of the way they like to do these home security systems now, so that people that monitor it can see what's going on and summon the right kind of help right away. So it's not unusual to have cameras in your house connected to security systems anymore. It's very common practice, as it were. All right, here we go. Oh, it's the Odyssey is coming out. You're right, Rachel. Yeah. Right, Brent. We're on the same page. Amen, Grandizer. Oh, it's a great book, too, as it were. Not only the same page, but a great book. All right, here we go. This is the first video of the night dealing with, what the hell is that? You guys tell me. Remember, after we look at these, you vote. You guys got to vote with me. This is coming from, and it's posted. I don't think this is their video. It's actually weirdly flickers is the watermark on the video itself, but it's posted by the Shinigami Files. Shinigami Files on YouTube. And definitely support what they're doing. So here we go. This is the first video. Again, we might have shown this even more recently on the show, but it definitely fits with this theme. I don't think we've done it for What the Hell Is That and voted on it. So here it is. Watch this little girl. She's talking to something over here in the next to the refrigerator. We can't see it, but she's also not only talking. Watch what happens. Here we go. Watch her arm. I want to turn on the volume so we can talk. Right, so it's tried to take two things from her. Whatever that is, watch how her arm jerks. Like something is causing it to extend all the way. Like it's grabbing on, trying to take it. There. She's even pulled off balance. And she's talking to whoever this is. And then the same thing with that one. And she's like, no. And then walks away. So whatever it is, it's something she's seen. She's not scared. She just is not going to give it up. So what do you guys think? Are we looking at potential video evidence of a ghost interacting with this small child? And I'm not claiming it's negative. It might not be. It might be much more playful than that. We can't see the nature of what she's talking to or how it's interacting with her. So we just see that, she's not scared. She's just like, nope, it's mine. So what do you think? Let's see what people are saying. Kedster's all in. T-Bone's all in. Karen Alberting's all in. Vincent Sanchez is all in. Halfway for Quack. Wow, you guys are scrolling fast. Joanne's all in on this one. 24 Vampire Man, Aussie Tiger, and Yeshua are all in. 0.98 from Pixie Ranger, almost all the way there. 0.99 from Maggie, just 1/10 or 1/100th away. Daryl Stanley is all in. Let's see, we got Wizard Moon gives it a 1. Hi, the Oceans. Oh, that's not a vote. The Ocean's giving it a 1. Carol Pack's not buying this one. I'm kind of curious why, though, because I don't think you could teach this child to act that. I don't think she could perform it that convincingly personally. That's my take. But you're welcome to to call it like you see it. That's fine. Eric Fry's all in. Rachel's all in. Heck yeah, I wouldn't have done the don't touch my toys. And I don't know. It's a good one. I'm going to say 0.7 from the unknown. Kitty Cattywack giving it a 1. Patrick and Mary Wins are giving it a 1. All in from Andromeda. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. What do we got on Rumble? We got Barbara giving it a 1. Let's see. Giving it a 1. Car Juice is giving it a 1. And Dog Digger missed the first part. So Justin Goodearth is giving it a 1 as well. Justin, you're off the bat right away. I got to scroll up for you. Yeah, I saw it, brother. No worries. She said no, she did. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. I think it could very well be excellent evidence of something interacting with the child. And it could be some, family spirit just messing with the kid, like, why would you get your toys? It could be something playful like that. It doesn't mean it's nefarious or dark. Depending on how you feel. Some people feel that if there's ghosts at all, it's a dark thing. I don't subscribe to that personally, but I don't pretend to be able to argue the merits of it either. I just have my own beliefs and my own interactions with many, hauntings on my own life. So everything I've interacted with has not been horrible and dark. Sometimes it's been mischievous. Sometimes it's been playful. Sometimes it's been more benign. Just doing its own thing in my space. So not always meaning to target or cause mayhem. So anyway, that one's a good first one. I like that one. But got more to bring you. And you know what I'll do also? I'm going to give you guys the link to these as we go too, because I know some of you guys are looking on phones and it can get pretty tricky. Yeah, thank you, Vampire Man. Yeah, exactly. It can get kind of tricky to see these since some of you are looking on phones. So you got this big frame and then the chat next to it and then this little block. So if I give you the window or the actual video link, you can go check them out on your own to get a better idea of what you're looking at. I hadn't thought of that before, but I think we'll do that consistently going forward because you guys need to be able to reference these and really weigh in if you want to, see what we're looking at. I know several times I've seen people say, I can't see it. I'm looking on a phone. It's too small. So I'm giving you the link directly. You can go check it out in the chat. All right, here we go with the next one. This one's kind of creepy. This is a security guard. This is a slapped ham video again, but this is a security guard. I think it's a hospital, but I can't be sure. It says learning something. So it's some kind of business or institution. This is a security guard. He's bringing balloons and he gives them to some people that we can't see. Allegedly, it's 2 kids. Interestingly enough, it's like the kids talk to the guy and he's talking to them. And then he continues walking down the hallway, which you'll see in a second. And the balloons suddenly follow. like each kid has a balloon and they're going with. So we'll see what you think of this one. Here we go. From Slapped Ham, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest online shows going over clips and evidence and amazing stuff. I love Slapped Ham. So support that channel for sure. Here we go. Let's have a look. Can't hear it.
Kui TV has sparked intrigue and debate among viewers as it appears to show a security guard interacting with unseen children inside of an unnamed hospital. The CCTV footage captures the security guard strolling down a hallway. But watch what happens. The balloons eerily follow the guard down the corridor, seemingly without any visible assistance.
Interesting, right? The other thing I think is interesting.
The
other thing I think is interesting is once the guard lets go of the balloons, they both float up. They're both up at ceiling level. Once they go around the corner, which shows that they have some energy left in them. That's not like real tired old balloon that, just kind of drifts near the floor because it's about dead. it goes up to the ceiling, and as soon as it goes around the corner, the yellow one goes just above the ground. Like there's some little person holding it and holding it close. So watch that.
Saw two children sitting in the hallway seats and even exchanged a few words with them before giving them the balloons and continuing on his way. However, when a colleague in the security office reviewed the footage and contacted the guard over the radio, they were both baffled by the inexplicable event. The guard maintains that he saw and interacted with the children, leaving viewers to speculate about the nature of the incident. So could this be
It's kind of interesting how they both the balloons kind of dance around in that one spot too. Like whatever's holding them stopped and didn't drag them further, and they're just kind of maybe jerking their arms around or whatever, like kids do. Kids are fidgety, you know. But
a case of ghostly apparitions or simply an uncanny coincidence? Let me know down below.
I don't know if he's still seeing the kids at this point or if he's just seeing balloons now. I don't know. There's not that information for us, but what do you guys think? What are we looking at here? Potential evidence of two little children's spirits, quote unquote, hanging out? Or is this just strange, unusual, weird, maybe thermals or whatever? The guard sees and gives these balloons to the kids, though. Like, that part I don't think is arguable. But is it a setup? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe the guard's just doing a little test, seeing where the air is moving, or just doing a hoax of some kind. It could be, because the balloons definitely shoot after the guy. Like, more than you'd think just a draft is. They did speed up that footage there. And so, I don't know. What do we got, though? Let's see your votes. It's enough discussion. Aussie is all in on this one. Hospitals and vacant hospitals are really creepy, super crazy. Yeah, they are, Grandizer. Maggie's not buying this one. A fan, open door, temperature difference. Could be. Eric's all in. Vampire Man. Yep. Pixie is all in. Rachel's halfway there. Kitty Catawax, nope, not buying this one. Yeshua's all in. Daryl's not buying it. Kedster's halfway there. T-Bone, all in. Wizard Moon, halfway. Who put the balloons there? Leftover from party? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of background we don't have. If he saw it, but could be a hoax. Yeah, could be. If he saw it, 1, but if not, it's a hoax, 0. Yeah. Mary wins. Is that a 0.5, Mary, or is that a 5? Because it's just 0, 1, or some decimal. Unknown's not buying it. Not all in on this one. What do we got over here? Retyped for Brent. 0.5, that could actually be a draft, though. Yeah, it could be. You're right. We don't know the airflow going on in there. Barbara Mora's all in on this one. And Car Juice is 0.5. Dog Digger, I looked over and saw was like 10 minutes back. Oh, Dog Digger's maybe in the wrong segment of the show even. He might be on a different timeline. Dog Digger's on a different timeline. 0.5, though, he says on this one. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Is it for sure? No. It looks decent, but it is unusual. It's different. It almost seems like the balloons might still be potentially attached to the guard through some other string that we're not seeing, because the way they go around that corner. But they do draw way back and then continue going forward while he's hanging out there, and then they kind of stop when he comes up. So it doesn't really match if he had them attached to his belt or something in a way that we couldn't see on this camera, because they do have variable distances from him and seem to continue to approach him as he's coming out of that door again. They continue to get closer even as he's coming closer to them. So he's closing a distance, which should make more slack if it's just a string connected to the balloons. Just things I'm seeing. I'm just speaking out loud, but it could be. It could be. So there you go. That's that one. I'll put the link into the chats. You guys can see it. Come to your own conclusions. If you can look at it better, slow it down, whatever you want to do, and have a better look at what we're looking at here. There you go. Let's get to the next one. All right. And this one is, which one? Oh, don't remember this one. I wanted to cover a couple that I found are eerily similar. Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. Let's go back to the beginning on that. So I will show you guys this one first. It's kind of a different one, kind of strange. Something is illuminated next to the hillside. I don't know. Is it potentially some kind of energetic anomaly captured? But I will tell you this. I found a second video that kind of goes right along with it and might make it much more clear what we're looking at. So I'm not going to have you vote until the second video. But here's the first video. And this is, I don't know where it is, but it's coming from a channel called My Risk Team. Let me see if I can move this down just a hair. Make it a little bit smaller. That'll help. And then pull it up so I can get the better of it. God damn it, don't do that. I don't want it to reframe everything. All right. So this is coming from My Risk Team on Facebook. My Risk Team, 3 words. And here's the first video. I'll play it now. They caught this, allegedly this weird anomaly up in the bush there on the hillside. It's about, I don't know how much distance from them, not extraordinarily far. But what are they looking at? And it's a video. Thank God for the circle. Couldn't have probably seen that without that circle. There it is. What are they looking at? Okay, so this is the first video. And when I first saw this, I was like, what are we looking at? I don't know. I think the next one is actually the first video I saw. So let me go to this one. This is the first video I saw. Different setting, but some kind of weird anomaly over there. Looks like could be a head kind of looking around, hovering there with a lighted midsection and no legs. Some kind of energetic or spiritual thing. Very suspect. But that's when I found this one. Later, like several hours later, I stumbled onto this one. This is from My Risk Team as well. You see this bobbing head on this one and glowing red eyes. And this one looks much more artificial, in my opinion. Looks like just some overlay or something, or like a Blender add-on, CGI kind of thing added on. So the question is, when you're looking at these two videos, do you think you're looking at an actual energy anomaly or spirit? Or do you think this is just a bunch of crap and these people just wasted a few minutes of our lives? What do you think? It's like this bobbing head doing this with glowing red eyes. For what reason? No reason. Like it's nodding yes. I am crap. There you go, plasma beings. Yeah, that's what you might think, but I think this is probably not legitimate. Because it's two very different locations with the same basic anomaly showing up. I mean, if you catch one anomaly in a place, that's like the holy grail of any kind of research. That's visual, and if you can record it, that's incredible. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of event for investigators. But then to catch two of the very same glowing creature with glowing red eyes in this one, that doesn't exist in the other one. Here's the other one again. Still rolling. No nodding, but the head is looking left to right, kind of scanning the landscape, as it were. Nice, fluffy hair, though. Well maintained. Obviously, she conditions, but there you have it. What do we got? Let's see what you guys voted. Oh, a lot of zeros. There's some ones in here. Aussie Boss Tigers thinking maybe. And you might be right. It's not that it's impossible. It's just not likely. It's Pikachu, says Rachel. Karen Alberting's not buying this one. Yeshua, nope. 24.25. Vampire Man, like, no, but maybe. Amanda's Crazy Life Channel, 0. I caught the tail end. That would be glad you caught some end. 0.5 from Eric Fry. Aussie Boss Tigers all in on this one. Quack is giving it a 0.25. T-Bone giving it a 0. Kedster giving it a 0. Wizard Moon 0.25 from Maggie. Rachel gets it right, 0. Joanne 0. Author illustrator BJ Lapierre. How you doing, BJ? Good to see you. And so on, 0. It's too bad. So wish we would catch something like this, especially in the Superstition Mountains in Apache, Arizona. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that too. I'm all for finding real videos like this, but I don't think this is it personally. I'm saying 0. Jaron says 0 from Daryl Stanley. 0.5 Eric Fry. Mary Wins gives it 0.25. And then over on the Rumble, we got 0 from Justin Goodearth. I'm with you, brother. 0 from Barbara Mora and 0 from Car Juice. Yeah. If you want, I'll give you guys a link to one of them because all you need is one, and because there's both of these are posted on their channel. So I'm just going to give you one link. Go check it out, and you can look at both of them in more detail on your phone or whatever. And I'm sure if you look at it in a much bigger presentation, it's going to be more obvious than it is if you're watching on a small screen. So we'll do this and put it in the chats. You guys can examine it at your leisure. All right. And what do we got for time? 34. We're still doing okay. Keep going through these. At least maybe 1 or 2 more. But let me close these links because, well, hell, because we're done. We're done with those. This, let's see, what do we got left? Just looking. That one's kind of weird. This is, it's come from Pesadillas y Misterios. I don't know what Pesadillas is. What does that stand for in Spanish? Let me look it up. I don't speak Spanish. Jose isn't here. Translate. Detect language. Pesadillas. Nightmares. Pesadillas is nightmares. Nightmares and mysteries is the translation for the channel. Misterios is mysteries in Spanish. So I got that part. I just didn't know what Pesadillas was, but that's nightmares. So you're getting a Spanish lesson along with all of this entertainment. What's not to love? Jose is here. Jose, there you go. Thank you, brother. I knew you. If I'd known you were here, I didn't see you. So my fault. But I'm trying to give this Paranormal Portal a real worldly spin. We're going to learn Spanish. We're going to learn different languages. We're going to learn about this weird, crazy stuff. And we're going to discuss it. That's what we do here. All right, so Pesadillas y Misterios is the channel on Facebook posting this one. And this is some kind of strange footage of somebody having a pretty bad experience with a spirit. All right, here we go. Here it is, coming up. No sound.
Vio la llamada de un hombre que estaba muy nervioso. Decía que se había cruzado con una mujer mientras volvía de su trabajo y que al bajarse...
Trabajo is working, or working. Mujeres is women. I don't know how working women. I grabbed 2 words and I'm creating a whole scenario on it. I'm not translating this, trust me. But there he is. He had something.
De su vehículo, algo inexplicable había ocurrido. Cuando la policía...
Okay, so I think he stopped because there was a woman there, looked like she needed help, and then she just disappeared. And he was like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And then as he's standing by his bike, suddenly she reappears and then makes a darting motion towards him. And then he's like, hell no, I'm out. And this is a CCTV cam, but let's keep watching.
Consultó las cámaras de seguridad, se encontró con esto y se quedaron sin palabras. ¿Qué te parece?
There it is.
A finales de enero de 2010.
So what are we looking at? Do you think there's the woman? Boom, stops. She's gone. And he's like, what's going on? He stops his bike, puts down the kickstand, and he's like confused, looks around a little bit. There she is again. And then he's out of there when she shoots away again. So he's no longer interested in being helpful. He just wants to save his skin. What is it? What are we looking at? Is that a ghost? Is she a bruja? Lori's asking, is she a bruja? Maybe. Maybe she's a spirit. Maybe she's a bruja. Maybe something else. D Oceans is all in on this one. That one to her looks like a spirit. I think it looks fair. I mean, certainly could be. Karen Alberting's in this one too. She's convinced this could be evidence. 0.5 from Dog Digger over in Rumble. We're getting started there. 24 Vampire Man, Rachel, and Aussie Boss Tiger, Kedster, all giving it a 1. They're into it. Bike don't fail me now. Yeah. Joanne is in on it too. She could be. 1 from Wizard. Amanda's giving it a 1. Absolutely, said Lori. And Jose's all in too, as is BJ Lapierre. Okay, yeah. Any more votes? Wonder when this is taken. Pre-YouTube or after? I think it's after. YouTube's been around a long time. So most likely it'd be after YouTube. I don't think it's predating. It's 0. Why did he get off his bike if she disappears? I don't know. That's a good question, because it's like as he's coming to a stop, suddenly she's gone, and then he's still like, he doesn't just go, oh, hell with this and go. You know, all in from Andromeda, giving it an all in. Not a number, actually the words.
Milk.
Milk. Don't forget your milk. Drink your milk, folks. The Ghost Box wants you to have healthy teeth and bones. Calcium's good for you. Yeah, I think it could be. What do we got? Car Juice, 0.75. Barbara Moore is all in. Dog Digger, 0.5 again. Justin Goodearth, yeah. I'll bite. I'll bite, sure enough. I mean, it's fair. I'll give you guys the link. You can look at it in more detail at your leisure. Again, if you so choose. Not that you have to. But there you go. It's in the chats. We'll do one more. Then we'll get to some cryptids, because life without cryptids is just kind of sad. Gotta have cryptids. We haven't covered any of them in tonight's What the Hell Is That? But what is this one? Oh, this. I wish there's. Maybe I'll try to find a better version of this. There's a ghost photo that I wanted to share with you, and it comes from CCTV off of an old Hampton Court Palace in London. And it captures a specter of some kind, looking like it's in very dated clothing, opening the stage doors in back of the building. And it's actually a series of pictures from the CCTV camera. But I only have one picture here, unless there's more. No, I guess it's a series of them from Mr. Ballin. I might leave this link open because we could keep using it, but I want to collect a better version of these pictures. I know there's like 2 or 3 in series that it captures that better illustrate what we're looking at, but I think it could be very good. Oh, this one is kind of a what the hell is that, but it's not a voting one, and I want to share this with you because this is kind of wild. The reason that I'm including it here is not to isolate whether it's true or not. I know it's true. I just marvel at this idea because these kind of things to me denote intelligence. What am I talking about? I'm talking about insects and animals that can mimic other animals. They can look like something else, like the butterflies that look like birds' faces when they have their wings out, which are meant to scare away predators. And it makes me marvel that somehow through a lottery of chance and evolution, these things randomly managed to pick up the right design to approximate looking like something much more dangerous to most things that might prey on it. Again, a butterfly would be, of course, a target of many things, birds, other insects, etc. But some butterflies have evolved to look like birds when they have their wings in the right position. Looks like the face of a bird, and so predators aren't as likely to come and attack it because they don't want to be eaten by the bird that they're seeing. That to me denotes intelligence. It's like a conscious choice was made. Boy, I'm sure sick of my family getting eaten. I sure wish we looked like a bird, because that would sure scare away all the bad guys. That doesn't seem to be, to me, it seems astronomically impossible that those variables were just randomly applied to these creatures and it worked. Now, maybe it's a law of averages thing, like maybe there were many different strains of this type of butterfly that had different patterns, but those patterns didn't work and it didn't look like a bird's face. Maybe it looked like flowers or whatever, and nothing cared. And maybe the family line that had the bird face lived. Maybe it's something like that, but still it's astronomical to imagine that this has happened by chance. So it seems to be some intelligent design, for lack of a better term. And whatever that means, I'm not necessarily speaking in a one-dimensional way. When I say that, I'm just saying, does nature have intelligence? Does it keep the balance by adding in this kind of thing? Like, is there a mind behind the balance of nature that creates these patterns that emerge that keep certain things safe, maybe that aren't doing so good in compared to the rest of the natural fauna around it? Maybe they get preyed on too much and it's not in balance. Or is it a divine mind? And that's certainly a possibility. So this is one example of this that I can't imagine how it just evolved to do this randomly. It seems very intelligent to me. You be the judge. It's not really one we're going to vote on, but it's definitely what the hell is that? How did that happen? That's the point of including it. And so I want to see what you guys think. Here we go. All right, here it is. It's the hawk moth caterpillar inflates its head and segments to mimic a venomous snake. When threatened, it retracts its legs, exposes hidden eye spots, and creates a diamond-shaped head resembling a viper. The caterpillar will even strike like a snake to scare off predators like birds and lizards. Nature is amazing. Here it is. Let's watch this.
Incredible.
That looks like a freaking snake. That doesn't look like a caterpillar. I wish we had more of what it looked like before it looked like a snake, but essentially it retracts all the legs and then inflates a part of its body, which reveals these eyes that are kind of tucked into a fold unless it inflates like this. And it creates the diamond-shaped head, which is very viperish, which means venomous.
Jesus, look at that. Incredible.
I mean, does that make sense? Does that seem like it would just be a natural, arbitrary evolution that just managed to work out? Or does that seem like there's a mind behind this? There's something making these choices and establishing this in certain species in the wild. Brent, I sent you a Mandela effect on Messenger. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, but I marvel at the idea that somehow this caterpillar made a choice, or something made a choice on behalf of this caterpillar, that it needed to look like a snake so it didn't get eaten. Now, is it just me, or is that just amazing? I'm absolutely blown away by things like this because, again, this is another breadcrumb to give us an idea of the reality we live in. Is there intelligence in our reality? Is it built in to maintain balance? It looks like a snake. You're right. Yep, that's awesome. I've never seen one of those caterpillars before. Yeah, Wizard, I agree. Divine setup for sure, Jaron says. Yep, wins the animal kingdom tonight for me. Yep, I hear you. That's stunning, says Barbara. Maybe over millions of years? Yeah, maybe. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it just seems unlikely. Seems like it would have been more likely that it looked like a leaf. Like that maybe would be something that, I don't look like a caterpillar. I'll just look like a plant. Like that just seems maybe just as unlikely too. I don't know. But not only does it approximate the shape, but it transforms into this shape. So it turns from what looks like a juicy caterpillar into what looks like a viper. It knows how to segment its body, knows how to pull in its legs. It knows how to blow up that portion of its body to create the head, like it's making a decision. And that to me denotes intelligence of some kind. And I think that we do underrepresent the intelligence of nature. I think that we underrepresent how much nature is intelligent. We just think of it as these automatons that perform a function, and they're just more of the background of life around us. But maybe they're just as vibrant and spectacular as we are. And that to me is cool. But I don't know, maybe you didn't know that before tonight, but now you know. I think it's amazing. I really do. I'm just totally blown away by stuff like this. So that'll close out tonight. I'm going to give you guys a link to this. This was from, again, Bob the Bear Reel, his channel. And I'll copy the link and put it out there for you guys to check it out for yourself. I'm sure there's more to this. This is just a clip of a much longer video. But my God, what an incredible thing. Just truly cooks my bacon. I just am so phenomenally impressed by this. There you go. All right. This has been a segment that we like to call. What
the hell is that?
Indeed, what the hell is that? Which brings us to the next segment of our journey here on the portal. And this is where we go to another segment. Another segment. Not this one. Not that one. Wait a minute. I missed something. I did miss something. I missed prepping for for the cryptid corner. I got to get this sorted out. Hold on. Let's see what we stop on. Okay. Let's do this. All right, there's a great one right off the bat. This one is good. I'm just going through Sasquatch Chronicles quick on the blog because I forgot to pull it up before the show. All right, that one looks good. That one looks good. I'm pulling up. They can use more on other shows. This one looks good. And, oh, that was the last one. I think we already read that last one. I think so. Yeah, that was the one. I think so, but let me do this. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to bring you into the moment. Here we go, folks. It's time to enter the darkened places of our world, to explore the Cryptid Corner. There it is, the Cryptid Corner, ladies and gentlemen. We are now immersed in the world of cryptozoology. And I'm going to be your host, take you on this safari into the worlds of legends and lore, the impossible, where nightmares walk, and where people huddle in corners to keep safe. I don't know. It's just off the cuff, just right off the cuff. There it goes. Just like Mom used to make. My mom used to serve up some great water. All right, here we go. It's time for some cryptids. Let's hit the blog at Sasquatch Chronicles and just see what you guys think. All right, here we go. It emerged from the tree line from February 18th. It was today old that Wes posted this one. A listener writes, "Hi, Wes. I've been a listener of your show for several years and really appreciate what you do." Those are the greatest kind of emails to get. I just think that's so cool. I get them too. Maybe not as often as Wes, but I do enjoy them. The reason I originally found your podcast was because of some experiences that I had. And I'd much rather speak to you directly than to write out the detailed account that spans more than a decade. If you're interested and have the time, I'd be grateful for the chance to talk. For over 10 years, I lived in Alabama near the Cahaba River, and during that time, I experienced a series of unusual events that, in hindsight, resemble many of the encounters that your guests describe. It began with physical signs on the property, large tree limbs embedded deep in the hard ground, oversized footprints near my freshwater well, where toe impressions were clearly visible, and strange vocalizations at night. These incidents that seemed seasonal, occurring from mid-fall through early spring each year. Yeah, I think that they cover a lot of territory throughout the year. And I think that they make stops in certain areas. They have a circuit, if you will. And I think that that's part of their habitat, that they have maybe property. A range. They have a range. That's the word I was looking for. So anyway, okay, yeah, there you go. One night, I recorded a sound that I can only describe as something like a woman screaming in an unfamiliar language. Well, I took the recording to the Ruffner Mountain Nature Reserve, and a ranger suggested it was porcupines. So I just let it go at the time. On another occasion, a family of coyotes denned in my backyard at the top of the ridge. Well, they showed no fear of me, even when I was mowing, and they refused to retreat down into the ravine behind my house, as if they were avoiding something below. I would also occasionally smell a strong, musty odor outside my bedroom window at night. I just assumed it was possums. Though the window was 12 feet off the ground, with nothing nearby to climb. About 7 or 8 years in, I had a sighting that changed my perspective. One winter night during a full moon, I was watching the yard when I saw a deer running at incredible speed across the field. Close behind it was something with light gray or whitish hair, moving low to the ground as it emerged from the tree line. Once in the open, it appeared to rise and pursue the deer upright, stride for stride. It was roughly man-sized, slender but muscular. I caught a brief side view of its face, square teeth, visible, an intense expression, almost like an athlete, exerting maximum efforts. And within seconds, both were back in the woods. The speed and fluidity of the movement were unlike anything that I'd ever seen. This person comments, this convinces me further that these things also migrate. I don't think it's migration, but I think they have a range. I'm not sure how far you live from the hunting grounds and wonder if the migration has something to do with gun hunting season. I live in the Walker County and Jeff County line in Alabama. I don't necessarily think they migrate, not like, oh, it's getting cold, let's go down south. I don't think they do that. But I think they have a pretty expansive home range. And they just know that territory. They know where the berries will grow in at what times of the year, and they'll know where the deer are moving, and, habitually they follow the herds. I think they have a range, much like a grizzly has a range. Grizzlies have a profound range and sometimes shared territory, like around streams and stuff when salmon are running. The bears will all move in and just wait for the salmon. And they all, have kind of a physical lottery to figure out who gets the best spots. But eventually I think they all get their fill. But I think it's probably pretty similar for Sasquatch. Like, there are family groups that move through a range that could be hundreds of square miles. But, and I say that a lot. I don't mean to be so redundant, but, we do get a lot of listeners coming and going, people that aren't here for all the shows. So I that's the reason that I sometimes get redundant and repeat things I've said hundreds of times on the shows, because I want to make sure everyone's at the same place. So kind of refilling the old gaps over and over. But anyway, cool story. I like it. I think it's very powerful, and I think that's going to wrap up the Cryptid Corner. Kind of like, the freaky phenomena. Only had one thing to discuss. That was the Fruit of the Loom thing. Got to the Cryptid Corner. Had one story to discuss. And then we're kind of out of time. That's how it works here on the portal. But I hope you guys had a wonderful time being here with me. I enjoyed all of you being here with me, and your presence is nothing short of amazing to me. But thank you all for being part of the journey. And for those of you that just stumbled onto the show, we do these live shows every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night. 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to stop in and become a part of it. Get subscribed if you're not already, if you want to help support the show. Hit the likes and make comments if you're not watching live in the comment section, or share the shows out there if you know people that like this stuff and may enjoy the show. I appreciate it. But that's what we got time for tonight, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Good to see so many of you here, and thank you for all coming back over and over to hang out with me. That's just about the coolest thing I could ask for. So thanks for being a part of my world. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can, and go head over to Spaced Out Radio with Mr. Dave Scott if you're looking for more paranormal fun. 3 full hours over on Dave Scott's Spaced Out Radio. So that's what we got for tonight, guys. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Friday night for another fun-filled romp through the Paranormal Portal. All right. Cue in the credits.